Hello, and welcome to the 30th episode, yes 30, of the Purple, Yellow, Red and Blue podcast, a Portugal the Man podcast. On this podcast, I'm joined alongside a guest to talk about what's going with Portugal the Man, new releases, live shows, touring, documentaries that may feature the band, that sort of thing. You can find the PYRB podcast up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Thank you to Liam for podcast artwork and helping out. My name is Mark, and my guest joining me today is...
Hi, everyone. My name is Karie Crisp, and I'm a philosopher, a scholar activist, an earth law advocate, a mom, and also a documentary filmmaker. And I recently used Portugal the Man's music entirely for the soundtrack.
Yeah. There's a lot of got a lot going on there, Karie. Fair play. Thank you for coming on this fine evening / morning for you. Appreciate it. Nice to have you on. Yeah, no worries at all. I hope the weather's been a little bit better over there. It has over here for us. It's just getting a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier. I'm driving home. It's not in the dark at the moment. It's quite nice. It's quite pleasant. I'm enjoying it.
Today is spring equinox, so happy spring, and here it feels like summer. So spring has sprung.
Yeah, definitely. Boy, did I need it. Just a little bit more light outside, just a little bit nicer. So happy to have that, definitely. Yeah. How are you doing? How are you doing today? It's a Friday. Yeah, a little bit more relaxed, or have you had a busy day? What's going on?
Yeah, I've had a pretty relaxed day. I was able to spend some time outside listening to the bird chatter, thinking through some things I'm working on, and just, having not too many meetings today, which is nice.
Yeah, well, you've got a real important one with me, so
exactly.
That's important. That's been in mind. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm cutting right through your lunch break as well. I'm pretty sure, or like time where you could have that. I hope that's not too much of a problem. I'm a food connoisseur myself, so got to make sure you get that nutrients in. Definitely, yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming on. I wanted to get you on. I saw you put up a post on the Portugal the Man Reddit talking about a documentary that you had created.
That's right.
Sorry, yes, that's right, yeah. And we'll get to that in a moment, but I sort of want to get to know you a little bit more, and I sort of want to know like how you discovered Portugal the Man, because I ask this to everyone. So the first question, I asked it to John as well. He was like, I'll tell you how the band started. But I kind of want to know kind of your origin story, because you must have heard of them previously. I kind of want to know if you could recall that, if that's possible.
Yes, I can recall. It was in 2011, and I remember that because I was graduating from graduate school right around that time, and I was hanging out with a lot of my girlfriends, and I don't know, I must have heard it on Pandora or something at the time. It was In the Mountain in the Cloud album, and it was either Sleep Forever or Got It All. I think I heard them maybe around the same time, and then I just got sucked into it with that. And then it's one of those bands where I just kind of went immediately kind of deeper into their catalog to learn more. And then a couple years later, Evil Friends came out, which was just fantastic. So I was a fan ever since.
Wow, so we're about the similar kind of time frame, really, because I'm an In the Mountain in the Cloud baby as well. I'm around 2011, 2012. Got It All brought me in. That's pretty cool to hear. What is Pandora exactly? That's a jewelry shop or something, or?
It is a jewelry brand as well, but it was before. I think Spotify maybe existed, but wasn't over in the US yet, and so people were using Pandora more over here. But it may have not have been that, but I don't think it was Spotify. It must have been Pandora or iTunes or something where I heard them.
Oh, okay. I mean,
it was more like a streaming. You couldn't select the songs. It was more just kind of a streaming service.
Oh, okay. All right. I've not heard of that. I mean, I've been using Spotify and YouTube Music and things like that recently, and for the past 7 or 8 years, to be honest. Before that, it was just just go on a website or something, or find the song that way, or buy it physically. So no, that's cool that you found them through there. And In the Mountain in the Cloud, great album. Got It All as well, great song. Yeah, great album. exactly fitting. No, that's cool. So yeah, you've been a fan for a long time then. That's pretty cool. Because we do get a few Feel It Still fans, as one would imagine. So no, it's always cool to get someone who's a little bit more of a veteran in the space. So that's cool. And
Feel It Still is are my kids' favorite song by Portugal the Man. So it's tapping into that younger generation too, for sure.
absolutely, yeah. It's I mean, it was a monumental hit for them. So yeah, I don't blame anyone for being a fan from that era. It's always nice to hear some from a little bit older or a little bit after or from a different era. So that's always cool as well. Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. You created a documentary featuring all Portugal the Man music, and it's called "The Future Is Bioregional," and it's up on. I watched it on YouTube. Well, I watched it twice actually. On some captions once. Yeah, no, it's all right. Yes,
it's really available on YouTube. Yeah, and it's just shy of 10 minutes, so it's not too long.
Nice. Yeah, it's good length actually. It's not too long as well. So you get the point across pretty well. Yeah, do you want to just take it away? Tell us all about it then. Like, yeah, go for it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just say from the beginning, I had creative clarity about the emotional tone that I wanted to convey with this. This is a subject that I've been researching for about 7 years, but not very many people are probably going to read my 200-page paper. But so I felt like what was really needed to help people understand the concept was a short documentary film. And I've executive produced one before, so this is my second one, and I've gotten the film bug now. But anyway, I worked with a professional. His name is Lewis Fox. He was the director. I was the executive producer on this, but we wanted to bring together an easy way for people to understand what the bioregional concept was. That was also kind of portrayed in an entertaining way as well. So I had this emotional tone that I wanted to convey, which was the energy of rock and roll music, but I also wanted it to have a little bit of an edge. And ultimately, I wanted people to kind of walk away feeling somewhat buoyant and hopeful, and like there was this resonance of possibility with the message. I didn't want it to feel like polarizing at all. And I thought Portugal the Man's music just lives in that space so well. It holds that beautiful tension. Like there's this awareness of kind of the fragility and the complexity of it all, but there's like a vitality and possibility that for me always makes me feel very uplifted by listening to their music. So right away, I knew that was the tone, and I knew it had to be their music. And then we just, the director and I kind of worked it out from there.
Wow, excellent. Yeah, it sounds like you had a plan. You went and smashed it. Excellent. And I mean, I do apologise for not reading your 200-page.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I give you.
I wasn't aware until this moment. Sorry. Good bit of reading there. What was the? You said you executive produced a film before. What was that about, if you don't mind me asking? Or did it come out or didn't it? Or?
Yeah, it's also on YouTube. It's called Last Stand: Saving the Elwha River's Legacy Forest. So it dives more into like forest conservation and just some of the logging practices that we have. That it's not trying to say like all logging should go away, but just that we should be approach it in a much more nuanced way that's like respectful of the environment and not these sort of like slashing a complete area, for example. So it's a 20-minute short documentary that explores some of the things that are happening with the law to help things move in a more positive direction than the practices we have now. So yeah, and that one, I think it has like over 25,000 views now. It actually got turned into an episode for an NBC Bay Area show. And yeah, so that one went a lot further than I initially thought it might. From that experience, it resonated with me, like how powerful film is as a media to share these messages. And I think keeping it at like a short documentary length is the perfect perfect capacity and for perfect kind of span for people's attention span as well.
Yeah, it's sad that you have to say that, but also like a 10-minute thing is a lot more bite sized for people than a 2 hour long, documentary or an hour long documentary. But I think you
Right.
got the you got
Everyone
the point
said it would
across.
be just a couple minutes and you can kind of download the concept is what we were going for.
Exactly, yeah, and I think that came across pretty well. And your previous one was about logging and logging practices. Um, yeah, no, that's I mean, I love trees, and obviously we need to keep trees, so we need to keep and I think that's a little bit more. I might, if you could send me a link of that one as well, I'll give that one a watch afterwards as well. Yeah, appreciate that. Or is it on the same channel as
No,
the other one?
it was a different director, different group of
Different
people working.
place.
But I have a list for you I want to share anyway that has a bunch of resources, and so I can
Oh,
include
okay.
that link to the past film as well.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, if you've got anything, I mean, I'm going to obviously leave the link in the YouTube description for the Future is Bioregional YouTube video,
Hmm.
the short documentary, and then yeah, we can do the other one as well. Yeah, no problem. I'm intrigued. Excellent.
Yeah. So I could say a whole lot more about why I picked the music, so we can go in that direction if you want.
Yeah, so yeah, we can. I mean, which you mentioned, big Portugal the Man fan, 15
Mhm.
plus years. Which songs did you use, and why did you use those ones? Why did you leave some out, Karie? Tell us.
Well, first I'll just say that I love how the lyrics incorporate a lot of nature motifs. And it has a lot of movement and dynamism to it that really come through in these landscapes that have obviously influenced John's songwriting. And it kind of opens up on these beautiful heartscapes as well. I'm sort of transported with this music. Like for Denali, for example, the film opens with that, and some of the lyrics are running through the fireweed, flowers running through the fireweed, fruit is never going to fall from plastic trees. Catch a snowflake on my tongue, can't tell what's really life or dreams. I love that song because it starts out, it's grinding, sort of punk grunge metal type vibes when the film first opens. And we did that because we wanted it to grab people's attention, but also like we didn't want to shy away from these kind of the realities that we're living in that are pretty challenging. It's a pretty hard time to be a human, I think, in the world right now. But and so we wanted to kind of deal with that situation, but not in a way that beats people over the head with it. And I think Lewis figured out a pretty clever way to portray that. But then, as Denali unfolds, it's a more positive. And then as the person walks up to the viewfinder in the film, they're being invited to take on this bioregional perspective, and the song completely changes. The tenor and the I don't know the proper like musical way to describe this, but how the song changes like fits the emotions of those scenes. And so yeah, I kind of nerded out about all of this, but for me that's that's why I love Denali as the opening song.
Yeah, I loved it, Ollie. It's a great song, isn't it? It's fantastic, and especially for something that has that balance of, as you said, the grinding beginning, and then like the hard grinding beginning, and then it goes into you listen to the lyrics. It's about nature. It's
Hmm.
yeah. So it actually fits quite well. I think it's a great song as well. I don't know about you, but the first time I actually heard it, they gave like a little teaser of it, and I
Hmm.
wasn't sure it was them. I've got to be honest. I was like, this sounds great. Who's this? Is this? And I was
Mm.
like, there's no way. I was very impressed with it, and yeah, I love Denali.
I love the new album. The new album is my favorite of all of them. I mean, I love them all for their own reasons, but I think the newest album for me, I think is the most creative because it explores like these vast ranges within the same songs. Like Nick or Knick, I think is how you pronounce it, but the beginning is very different from the ending, which is
Mm.
um God, it's such a banger. I love it so much. But I love that they're kind of exploring those, it's this genre bending, it's exploring those polarities. And yeah, for me, it's my favorite so far.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, excellent. There were some other songs as well you featured in the track. People Saying Angoon, is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. I think Angoon has this beautiful plodding rhythm to it that fits really well with the scene where we used it. I also love the lyrics in that, like, no olive groves, just jump in the fire and walk with me. Got flowers for my family, bathed in the moon. Again, all these like nature motifs, but also these motifs of survival. Use a tarp to collect water, use it for shelter. And then I love that he says sweets that don't spoil, I need my sugar. And I think that connects also to Denali, where the bees are collecting sugar in the song. And so anyway, I love how he kind of stretches certain themes across songs on an album, so the album tells a whole story also.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's a fantastic album. Yeah. And I love the story it tells, and I'm glad we have it. Yeah, excellent. And then People Say as well also features in there. Is it People Say? Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
People Say is
Run
there's
it back.
a little bit of it in kind of the middle part of the film, and then again there's a reprise at the end that ends on that note, and it just, for me, it's such a positive sign. A positive song. I always feel very uplifted by listening to it, and as we're closing out the film, you see the images of Earth, and like, kind of like, it's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. Yeah, as the people say. Yes. Excellent. Yeah, that's a really good trio of songs that you've got included in the documentary, especially. Yeah. No. Good picks, I'd say, on there. I mean, there are some. Was there anything else on the cutting room floor you were like, oh, maybe I could try and sneak in a little bit of, this
Well,
song or something else, or
I did think Work All Day would make it in, because I love the lyric, like, pick it up, pack it up, put it in the bag, suck it up like cinnamon, we'll get it real fast. I think that just speaks to like the industrial culture that we're living in. And I think they also address in their songs through kind of subtle cultural critique that I think is very on point. So, but that didn't make it in. But I'm very happy with the songs that did, and we ended up picking 7 in total across 4 albums. And those are also available on YouTube and Spotify as playlists to go along with the film.
nice. Wait, you said 7 songs there. Okay.
There's 7 songs. Some are only very
Oof.
short snippets, like
Oh, okay.
intermission and break, for example. We use those because we wanted something more instrumental and more like transitionary tracks, but still very beautiful tracks in their own right. And hearing them all played together as a playlist, it's like 22 minutes of music. It's pretty cool to hear it all that way, across 7 different albums, but 3 of the songs are from the newest album.
Good choices with that. Yeah, intimate. Yeah, I just sometimes I forget about that. I forget about them because it's just short and sweet, and those older albums as well. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, forget this one. It just kind of
Yeah.
rolls in there. Yeah, excellent. Intermission.
Uh,
Didn't think
yeah,
I'd didn't think I'd be thinking about intermission today. To be honest. Yeah.
go check out Break. I think Break is a really cool song off American Ghetto.
American Ghetto is a bit of it's a divisive one in the fan base because some people really just do not vibe with it at all. It's very forgetful, but I'm like, no, I think there's something here. I'm pretty sure they wrote and like recorded all of it in like a month as well, which is kind of wild. They just did it all in the studio and bang, and got it out. Back in the day when they did an album every year, Karie? Oh, back in the day. Oh. I mean, we kind of spoiled really. We had Chris Black in 23 and
I mean,
Shish in 2025 with an EP in the middle. Oh,
Chris Black is my second favorite. And then from
oh
there,
okay.
it's very difficult to rate them because, I mean, there's just some amazing, amazing albums in there that just have like, there are tons of hits on each of the albums, like Satanic Satanist, In the Mountain and the Cloud, Evil Friends, like all of these. Woodstock, they all have just so many great songs.
Tell us a little bit more about you and kind of what you do and why you wanted to make a documentary about bioregional stuff. I don't know if you could go into a little bit of depth in there, sort of explain it to me, a layman, in layman's terms, maybe perhaps, because I'm a basic person. So what kind of the messages you're trying to get across from the documentary for people who haven't seen it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I hope the film can convey is like this invitation to kind of remember who we are as human beings. I think, we're a lot of us, a lot of the dominant culture in particular is pretty disconnected from the places where we actually live that actually give us our lives, right? That sustain our lives. But the uh, the dominant economy abstracts that in a way. So there's this disconnection, I would say, that's kind of rampant. Sorry, what was your question? I lost my
Yeah, I
train of
sort of
thought.
want to basically like elevator pitch the
Oh, why
documentary
do
for
I
people
do
who haven't
this?
seen it. Yeah,
Well, why do I do this?
that's okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably a long answer, but I think why?
I'm okay
Like,
with a long answer. Go for it. We
okay,
got time.
okay. Well, I think it starts, this won't be too long, I promise, but I'm going to start by just saying like where I grew up, because I think where I grew up is partially why I'm doing this. I grew up in rural North Carolina, which is on the eastern coast of the United States, but I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains, which are the oldest mountains on Earth. They're about 500 million years old. And they used to be like as high as the Himalayas, but they've been, worn down over time. And so, anyway, it's a very beautiful, magical place to grow up. And I spent a lot of time outside as a kid, running around, playing outside with my cousins and stuff. And like, I think that landscape certainly influenced me. And I've said before, like, those mountains made me in a way and like gave me that disposition or like sensitivity to nature that I carry through now in my professional work. Yeah, and so I think I've always just like loved the environment, loved animals, and like want to dedicate my professional life basically to trying to make sure those things are protected and that that we hopefully I can talk about it in a way that inspires people to reconnect with nature if they do feel disconnected. Yeah, so that's basically why in a nutshell.
No, that's a very valiant, a very valiant answer that you gave there. I didn't know you were, because I know you're currently over in the West Coast at the moment, aren't you? I didn't ask where you're from at the beginning. I normally do. Apologies. So you're over in, if you don't mind me saying, you're over in California, in the West Coast, somewhere around that. Is that correct?
That's right. Yep, in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I've lived here
Ah,
now longer than I lived in North Carolina, which is kind of wild. I do feel very called to like go back to North Carolina, but for now, my life is on the West Coast in California, which is also incredibly beautiful. And just I'll say briefly about that ecosystem is that, the San Francisco Bay is one of the largest estuaries on the West Coast. It's really important for bird migration, and about like 50% of California's surface water drains through the San Francisco Bay and out to the Pacific. So it's just a very important ecosystem in general. And historically, there have been many different indigenous populations who lived in the area. And like the diversity of indigenous folks has a lot to do with the diversity of the ecosystem before, like rampant colonization. So yeah, landscapes obviously shape me a lot, have shaped my upbringing, and I think why I resonate with so much with Portugal the Man's music is a lot of those nature motifs come through in the lyrics, and John's upbringing in Alaska, which I only know a little bit about, but I think at one point he didn't have any power. For example, they lived off a generator and was pretty remote. And so I think like that rugged vastness of the landscape comes through in like an emotional way that like a vastness of heartscape, I would say. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it feels for me anyway. It's very expansive.
Yeah, the Jenny generator, as we're familiar
Hmm.
with. I learnt that one the hard way. Yeah, no, I think John's from. I think I think he mentioned he's from a town called Sitka in Alaska or a place like that, and then obviously moved a bit closer to Anchorage, kind of Worcester that area. After the
Hmm.
age, I think he said after like 10 or 8 or something. But like for the first 7 or 8 years of his life, because his parents are dog mushers as well.
Right, right, right.
That's yeah, which I think the
They
race
have a
is actually
dog.
ongoing. It's
I'm
ongoing
sorry.
at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think I saw someone just dropped out that was unexpected, but yeah, I'm not sure. But guns and dogs and kind of that rural upbringing comes through a lot in the music, which I can totally relate to.
Yeah, no, definitely. I didn't know you were from North Carolina originally. I was actually going to ask you, do you one day want to go back there? But clearly, it's in your heart maybe to one day return home to where you're from.
I think so. I mean, I don't know if I'll live there constantly. The West Coast, I feel a strong pull to as well, but certainly
Mm.
those old mountains are very inviting. It's very lush there. You get four complete different seasons, which you don't get so much on the West Coast where I live now. Yeah, the way the woods smell and everything, it's a beautiful place to live and have grown up.
Yeah, there's a certain harmony that you just can't get with the suburbs and the big cities and the more urbanized areas that as someone who's moved from more of like a suburb place to the countryside, I kind of do appreciate like it's quiet. It's 8:30 at night. It's quiet. It's just calm, and you just don't get that elsewhere. I don't get to see fauna and trees and stuff as much when I'm in the city. Obviously, there's a little bit, but it's not quite the same. So I do appreciate that, and as someone who moved away quite young from where they're from, I actually do feel a pull to try and get back to where I'm from as well. Even
Hmm.
though that is a little bit, it's something about my roots or something like that. And it's something corny, I'm sure, but there's just something about it. It feels right, and I'm
Hmm.
slowly getting there. I'm slowly, I'll hopefully be moving soon, a bit closer, and then the next move I can move a bit. I'll just slowly edge myself back, slowly work my way back to where I'm from, and then that's the plan anyway. If that will work, I don't know, but yeah, that's not a life goal, but it's an ambition, we'll say. Um, you love animals, you mentioned. Have you got any pets or
I do. I
any
have a dog.
creatures?
His name is Oscar, and he's the best. He's so cool. I think if he were a person, I think he'd be like a Chinese sage. Like he's kind of wise, and he has the white goatee beard. He's very handsome. He looks like a little sage.
Oh, excellent. I mean, again, we've got in the Discord, we've got like a pets page in there. If you want to get a lot of love for Oscar out there, the Chinese sage dog. You know. Oh, excellent. Nah, I'm a big I like dogs, but I'm more of a cat person. If I have to be
I like
honest, yeah,
cats
I'm a
too.
little.
I've had some cats. They're fun.
They're fun. They're all different. It's just I like that sort of you take care of yourself sort of thing. I
Hmm.
just yeah, that's me. Um,
Yeah, a dog is like having another child for sure. I call him my third son, actually.
ah, yeah,
And
yeah. My
I have two human children who are 8 and 11, two boys.
11, nice, nice. They're probably getting more and more independent now, which is nice for you. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's definitely easier in some ways. I mean, they like to squabble a lot, but
Mm,
not quite as taxing on me physically as it was when they were younger.
nice. And you
Um,
mentioned about feeling disconnected as well. Could you go a little
mhm.
bit? How do you feeling disconnected from nature? I'm guessing. I think that's what you said essentially, more or less. Do you want to reiterate a little bit more into that feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily feel disconnected from nature. I just think that kind of the dominant culture, the way everything is set up, it kind of sets those conditions for us to be disconnected. And even like with our economic system is very it's dislocated. That's how I describe it. It's not connected to a place. Like every city, for example, is in a bioregion, but no city abides by the ecological limits of its place. And a lot of times I say like if you're living in a city, you may not even like really be paying attention about what is the natural environment around you. So it's more about like a mindset that's a little bit ingrained, I would say, in our culture, and something my work tries to work toward overcoming to some extent.
Excellent.
But
Yeah.
hopefully that makes
That's re-
sense. Yeah.
well, makes a little bit of sense to me, but I am a bit dim. So yeah, I'm gonna do a bit more research in this, but yeah, excellent. And if people want to go find the documentary, you said it's up on YouTube, and that's the best place to stream it, watch it, download it, do whatever the kids are doing.
Yeah, you can just search the future as bioregional and it should pop up right away.
Excellent, excellent. But yeah, speaking of music, we already kind of talked about it a little bit, and you might have already taken my question, but I wanted to talk about your favourite Portugal the Man songs. Now, obviously, you've mentioned a bunch that you've had in the documentary. Clearly, clearly my ears weren't well tuned enough to catch all of them. Thank you, Break. What are some of your favourite Portugal the Man songs? I know we mentioned Denali, we mentioned Angoon, People Say, and Got It All, and a couple of others as well. But if you had to pick,
Gosh, it's so hard. I was going through the albums actually and trying to pull out just my favorite songs from each album, and even that was pretty difficult. But maybe I'll just rattle up off a couple, and then we can
yeah,
see where it takes us. But I would say off Shish, my favorite songs are Knick, Tyonic, and Father Gun. With Chris Black changed my life, I think from Times of Fantasy onward. So Doubt, Champ, Anxiety, Clarity. And then I'll skip some of the ones in the middle and I'll go back to an oldie just for fun. But Waiter, You Vultures, I like AKA M80 the Wolf, Tommy, Waiter, Chicago, and How the Leopard Got Its Spots. And then I don't know this too much about this album, but I've listened to it like here and there, but not a lot. It's Complicated Being a Wizard. I like Ruby Magic and Black Magic.
wow, so it's complicated being a wow. We've never heard anyone praise that. Wow, that is a first. I'm
Really?
impressed. You've caught me off guard. It. I couldn't tell you what those songs sound like. I can't remember. Yeah. Oh wow, wicked. Bit of Way to Love as well. That's cool. There's some bangers on there. Let's not like How the Leopard lost its I can't remember what it's called
Somehow
now.
the Leopard Got Its Spots.
Thank you. That's thank you. Do you want to take over? No. Yeah, no. That one, Tommy. I mean, I always joke about guns, guns, guns because it's just such a like obnoxious kind of out of place song on that album. But the rest of the album, there's some absolutely, yeah. AKA MA to the Wolf as well. Who could forget their first music video as well? Incredible. Cinema. Brilliant stuff.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was their first video. Cool, I'll check that out.
Oh, John's got a mop head. They're in the woods. They're being chased by someone in a bear costume. It's proper budget, sort of like high school kind of. We're trying to make a movie sort of thing. And yeah, you can
I
sort
love
of.
that album though. I think that album is like, wasn't that their first album? So I feel like their
That's
sound
it.
was
Yeah.
so well formed already, and then it just continued to like go in different directions. And I think the last two albums are like the most mature, but even way back at Waiter, I think the sound was so well established.
Yeah. I mean, I've not heard people mention the last two albums feeling very mature, but I mean,
Hmm.
Chris Black is all about memories of a friend, which is quite a mature subject, and then Shish is about Alaska. It's about home. It's about family. It's
Mhm.
about Francis in a way. It's about important things in life, which two very important things to focus on. So I actually kind of agree. I've not thought of it like that, but well thought of. And then yeah, they did have before Waiter. They had a couple of EPs where they were like trialing stuff out, and obviously like when they were in high school, they were like playing as a band a little bit. But yeah, first official album was Way to You Vultures, 2006. 20 years old. 20 years
Yeah.
old this year.
I mean, yeah, 20 years, and it still sounds so contemporary, I think.
Still kind of holds up. Nice. Excellent. And then obviously I mentioned songs, but albums as well. You mentioned you're a big fan of Chris Black, Changed My Life, and Shish. You also mentioned Wait Are You Vultures. You mentioned stuff off Satanic and In the Mountain and the Cloud. You're a fan of everything. You've even given a shout out to bloody It's Complicated Being a Wizard. I should ask you, is there anyone you don't like?
I mean, there's songs that I occasionally skip over that I don't like as much as others, but
Fair.
I like to just kind of put it on and let it play generally.
Yeah, I'm very much a similar person, similar style. Like if I really like an album, I'll put it on front to back. It helps
Yeah.
if it's better if there's no skips in there as well. For me, there really isn't, like Shish. I mean, from Shish, I do. Okay, right. I need to talk to every fan. Right,
The
Pittmann
Rally.
Ralliers. Pittmann Ralliers. How did you
I
know?
love it. I love it. I love that song. I love the kind of rage. It's like a primal rage, I think. Especially if you listen to the lyrics, kind of like Earth kind of reclaiming herself. Like we're swirling around on this planet that's figured out how to make life, but we're totally not cooperating. And so I feel like that song is kind of about, well, Earth is kind of really in charge. It would serve us well to cooperate, I think. So
That's
anyway,
a good-
I
No,
touch into that with that song. It's right on.
it's right on. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's one of my least favourites on the album. It's a really good album. It's just unfortunate. It's just I don't know. I put it on with someone who's not really a fan of the band, and they just looked very blank, and I was like, that's disappointing. Didn't get a reaction out of them. I don't want to call them out, but this is someone who's a fan of Taylor Swift, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's hardcore. Seeing it live is a very different feeling, I think. And I was able to see them live twice recently, once in Portland and once in Oakland. And seeing the album played, they played it from front to back, but in the middle part, they played some other songs. That was really incredible. But it gives a different feeling live, I would say. So like, give it a chance.
Excellent. I mean, I hate to say it, but you've taken another one of my questions that I had coming up as well. I want to talk about any live experiences you've had with the band, at live shows or anything. You mentioned the two shows there in Portland and Oakland. Yeah, from last year, I'm guessing. Yeah.
No, actually it was, November. It was in November, both of the
That's right.
shows.
That would be last year.
Yeah, that was last year already. But I've seen them, I was trying to count how many times, not enough. I've maybe only like 6 times, but would love to see them more. And just really loving the last two albums. I saw them once at Edgefield a couple years ago. So it was right around when Chris Black was coming out, I think. And I got to meet John and Zoe backstage, so that was really fun. And
wow. That's wicked.
yeah, I gave myself a birthday present to do a VIP experience at that show. So it was definitely a fun birthday, and really, just everybody behind the band, I think, is also just so cool. So I appreciate all that they stand for, as well as with their Pass the Mic Foundation and what they're trying to do to raise awareness of rare diseases with Francis Changed My Life. And I just really support them. And it's very values aligned with everything that I'm working on too.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's great to talk to someone who got one of the VIP experiences. I have questions. Yeah, wow. I don't think I've actually talked to... I mean, I talk to people pretty regularly who know them pretty well. I'm in good cohorts with probably the biggest going fan, 1 and 2. So, and then a guy used to roadie with them as well. They're probably all listening and thinking, oh, they're talking about me again. No, so what was it? So you wanted to treat yourself for your birthday, and you got yourself one of the VIP tickets. I can't remember how much they cost, but they were a considerable amount more than a regular standard ticket, weren't they? Admission.
It wasn't that bad. I don't remember exactly how much
Oh,
it was,
okay.
but I mean, it was, kind of a splurge also because it was my birthday. And I just really wanted to do it because also, like, I guess for me, I tend to gravitate toward this music. I think because there's some sort of like homing reference that resonates for me with it all. But whenever I'm going through kind of an intense period, I find the music is kind of helpful to me. And yeah, I feel better after listening to it. So I tend to gravitate toward it. And when Chris Black came out, I took a deeper dive into their catalog, I would say then, and then with Shish, I'm just really blown away. And yeah, I continue to be a fan. Let's keep producing music, John Gorley. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, please keep producing music, John. Please. I'm gonna keep the show going as well. The hype fire. Come on, keep it going. Keep going.
Go
No, that's wicked. And you got to meet John and Zoe. And did you meet any of the other band members at the time?
I
It would
also
have been
met
touring members.
Coco. Coco's
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very cool and very nice. Yeah, she's and with the recent tour, she was on stage singing as well, and so that was kind of
Mm.
surprising. She wasn't singing on the stage at Edgefield a couple years ago, but it's nice to see her on the stage now with also all these other powerful women. I just really want to appreciate all the women in the band right now, and I like how there it's I've heard John mention it before as like Portugal the Man is kind of a collective where people can, filter in and out. And so right now it's mostly women on the stage, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it goes without saying a lot of love to Danny Bell at the moment as well, with
Hmm.
what she's going through as well. Really devastating to hear that. I completely understand. I mean, one of the topics is the European tour being postponed. I don't want to put two and two together and assume that's got something to do. I reckon it's probably got something to do with that. So, but yeah, a lot of love for Danny Bell at the moment, and yeah, she's great. I'd love to get her on in the future if she's ever willing. I think she's really cool to talk to and kind of understand, like, oh, how did you work your way into the back? You kick ass. You're great. It seems like you've been a really good addition. Yeah, no, I'm. Unfortunately, though, Karie, I've not been able to see them live, and to be
Mm.
honest, I probably should have a couple of times by this point. But yeah, unfortunately, the shows were postponed, so I still haven't. They keep dodging me.
Hmm.
They keep avoiding me. It's a bit annoying, but it's all right.
Well,
Later this
hopefully you
year.
can catch it in the late fall, early winter when they're coming back. I was looking at the Paris shows actually. December 4th and 5th sounds pretty nice to be in Paris, but I don't know if that'll happen for me, but I believe so. What happened with the UK show? Did they get canceled and postponed as well?
So I mean, we'll talk about this. We'll kind of jump around a little bit, but like the Dublin show was completely cancelled. Basically, the tour got moved from. They were essentially starting in Ireland and working their way through Europe, so from west to east. But it kind of seems like they're going from kind of east to west and finishing in Glasgow, Scotland. So
Hmm.
they're not even doing Dublin. They've cut out another show as well. I'm forgetting where, though I do apologise. Might be Austria or somewhere. Apologies to the Viennans, if that is the place. But yeah, they've basically like flipped it around, and unfortunately, I don't know where I'm going to be on December 7th and 8th and 9th. I might be busy those days. I might not be able to attend. But I've booked the days off work, and I'm just going to hope and see that I can go. So that's kind of the plan. Um, Not too many. A couple of the shows kind of got smaller venues. They kind of got downsized a little bit, but 95% of the shows, or 90% of the shows, are going to be the same venue. A bit annoying that a couple of the nicer venues have kind of downsized a little bit. I know some of the people in Manchester that I was also going to are a little bit disappointed that it's been changed to I think the new Century, which yeah, I don't know. I would have been just happy to see them. My plan was to actually like do like a couple of day trip and like follow them around for a couple of days, but that won't be happening now, unfortunately. So yeah, yeah, disappointing, but
Well,
Hopefully
I
get
hope
to
it
see them
works
later
out
in
for
the
you
year.
to attend a show because it's really, I don't know, you'll probably develop even a deeper appreciation after you see them live.
I hope so. I am a little worried that it's been so long. What if I don't love it, love it? But I think I will. I think I'll enjoy it because, you know, I don't know. I'm overthinking it, but yeah, I think it'd be fun. I'm kind of planning, seeing what I can do for shows wise, because yeah, it's going to be a busy end of the year, unfortunately for me. So if it was like summertime or like August, oh, it would have been great. September, brilliant, fine. But it's just December's a bit tricky. I don't know what I'm doing in December. We're still in March, Karie. I'm not planning that far ahead. I'm thinking maybe a summer holiday at the moment, and that's kind of as far ahead as I'm thinking.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I'm with you.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. If you can do Paris, that'd be great. I mean, France, the
Yeah,
woman. Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, if you can, yeah, it'd be lovely. Yeah. Did you have you? So you mentioned you met Coco and Zoe and John then, and that was which show was that one again? Sorry.
that was at Edgefield, like July 2023.
Okay, so literally right after Chris Black had come out, then, so it was on that kind of post-album tour that they were doing. Okay, wicked.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually met, it's pretty cool because I met a couple people who I went by myself, and then two other people went by themselves to have the same experience. And then so we've all stayed in touch since then, and we went to a show together back in November at the Portland show. So it's kind of cool to, meet other fans that way and then stay in touch. One lives in Seattle and the other one lives in Portland.
Oh, wicked! That's really cool. Yeah, no, good on you. Good on you. I commend that. That's nice. That's nice when you can trust people as well to go to gigs. Because let's be honest, you don't really want to go on your own. You do it because you want to go
I
to the
don't
show,
mind.
but
I go on my own like probably 50% of the time.
oh really? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't
I
mind at all.
I do as well about 50% of the time, but I don't know. I like a little bit of company, but
Hmm.
I don't always have that option. So oh,
Yeah.
fair play to you. Fair play to you. Yeah. um, and so we talked about albums. We talked about favorite songs. We talked about live show experiences. You said about 6 times you've seen them. That's pretty good. That's still not bad. It's more than me.
I had to
And
take
me.
about a decade off of, like the child raising takes up, a lot of time, obviously, and I was there, I wanted that, but it just meant that I was spending less time out going to shows too.
Yeah, but you know what, Karie? You've got to live in the moment.
That's
Anyway, right.
right.
There we go. Cheesy line. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Oh dear.
Great
It's been
song.
a
I
long.
put that one. I put that one on my list for Woodstock. Right? That's on Woodstock.
That's on Woodstock. Yeah, it's one of the. It's one of the. It's one of John's. I mean, listening to about Woodstock as well. Talking about Woodstock, John. Not. I wouldn't say defending it, but having like, he loves that album. Obviously, it
That's
would.
a great album.
Yeah, I mean, it paid for the houses as well. So.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
not as much
look.
as you'd think, unfortunately.
Oh, I know. It's terrible how much
Hmm.
artists don't receive proper payment for sure. But I love that album. I mean, Feel It Still, like God, they have at least like 100 great songs. They deserve one that hits like it did. Yeah. For my Woodstock songs, I put Feel It Still, So Young, Live in the Moment, Noise Pollution, and Tidal Wave.
We love a noise pollution fan. Well done. Good choice. Good choice. Great music. Great music video.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What are some of your other favourite music videos? I know. I presume you're going to say something like "Sleep Forever" or something like that, like the really Alaska nature motif, as you said beautifully earlier, kind of vibe of videos. What are some of your favourite music videos they've done?
I haven't watched that many music videos. I do like, and it's not even like a complete video, but of Mush and the little kind of snippets that show on
Yeah.
Spotify. And the dog, I like seeing the dogs doing the mushing. That's cool.
That's from Sleep Forever. Got it all. That
Oh,
little, they took a little excerpt from that. So basically,
oh,
they
okay.
did. There's a video on YouTube where it starts off as Sleep Forever, and then ends as Got It All.
Hmm.
Or is it the other way around? No, it is definitely that way. Even though they're not even next to each other in the album, but yeah, and that's John's basically out mushing the dogs. It's a lot of like picturesque. I wouldn't say drone shots, but like overhead shots of Alaska, over lakes, of mountains,
Hmm.
of icy, like just beautiful countryside. And then it's him mushing dogs, and then he trips on his gun, accidentally shoots himself.
Oh, right. Yes, I
Not
have
very
seen this.
clever. Yeah, not very clever, John. Come on. He's still here
Um,
though, so he's fine.
right.
He's grand. Yeah, yeah. That's an all-time classic. I really like. Yeah, I don't know. I really like noise pollution. There's something about doing push-ups in a lake that just I'm like, you can't beat that, can you?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like seeing the dogs probably the most.
Yeah.
I love the not only, seeing it in the videos, but seeing the Alaskan landscape come through in the lyrics. Like, I love the part where he's talking about it says, airlift me off the silt flats in a boar tide. And so I looked up, I wasn't really familiar with a boar tide, but it's kind of this crazy phenomenon where water from the ocean will rush into a narrow inlet and it can produce like a 10-foot wave that supposedly you could even surf on.
Oh.
So like
Wow.
the imagery of getting stuck in the mud on those flats and then having like a 10-foot wave coming at you, like the anxiety that would produce. I feel that so viscerally with the music.
I didn't really pick up on that. I didn't really pick up on that as well. Well thought of her. I kind of just let a lot of the lyrics kind of glaze over me. Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know. That's just I don't know. But no, well picked up on that. Yeah, I'll try and if I find any more, if I maybe as I'm going through find any more of their videos with dogs in them.
I
Is
haven't
that
really
just
watched.
as a sheep in one of them? Does that or a
Mm.
lamb? Does that count?
I don't know. Yeah, it makes me want to check out some videos. I just don't really have time to be watching videos. But I'm
Oh,
sure
you
it's
do. You can make
entertaining.
time. You can make time. I mean, to be fair, recently they haven't done too many For Shish or Chris Black Changed My Life. We kind of only really got like a handful. I know Grim Generation has a music video, but it kind of feels like a slideshow of bits and pieces. It is a music video, to be fair.
Hmm.
And then obviously, Dummy has Tank Dog. The very infrequently seen Tank Dog. They kind of used him all up in like one or two videos, and he's kind of done. Realistically,
Hmm.
it's like okay, bring him back.
Hmm.
I know he's in prison right now, but bring him back. Uh, yeah. Okay, that's cool. We kind of already mentioned it as well, but just to kind of make it a point as well that the part of the tour for the 2026, the European portion at the beginning of the year and spring has been postponed. I think we were kind of speculating last time because this was due to start at the beginning of, right at the end of February, kind of mid to end of February, as I was looking forward to, but unfortunately it's been postponed till November, December in Europe, which is disappointing. We've not been given like a formal reason, but I can presume it's something to do with band members or something like that, and if that's true, then that's fair enough. A little bit more information would have been nice, just like hey, we can't for band member reasons. It would have been nice, but I don't know. I personally wasn't massively. I don't know. I think the time of year it wasn't a good time for me to go see it. I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much. I wasn't in a good place in February. I don't know. Not the best time, but hopefully I will be in December or earlier or whatever. But and I know some fans are disappointed. I've seen some of the comments. People are disappointed. To be frank, I've lost out on a bit of money doing this as well. Luckily, I was smart enough. I thought I'd just make sure I can cancel trains and accommodation and get as much back as possible. I basically paid for train tickets that I can't really or didn't really use, which is a bit annoying. But managed to get money back for a bit of everything else. So it's not a complete loss, but I know some people have lost, £400 or £500 basically doing this, which, in today's economy, it's not great. It's not great at the moment. It's a little bit tight, but I think, their hands were tied a little bit. So yeah, not making excuses, but I'm just, I'm talking about it.
Yeah, life happens. I mean, I hope whatever's going on with them, they're all right. Yeah, I send them well wishes with whatever that's about. But
Yeah,
yeah, hopefully they'll, can make it back soon.
yeah, hopefully. And they also announced they're doing a South American tour as well in the
Yeah,
summer.
I saw that.
So
I know. I'm very tempted to. Before the things started happening in Mexico, I kind of wanted to go check out maybe one of those shows, but I'm not sure it can happen now. But it's cool that they're doing a little bit down in, I think, Brazil as well.
yeah, all those comments saying come to Brazil, it just got to John. Just over the years, it just whittled him down. Every comment section, come to Brazil, come to Brazil, come to this country. Yeah. Even I started putting it, come to Brazil. I don't even live there. I just go there. So it's great that they get to go and visit their Portugal the man in a Portuguese-speaking country. Very good. Very
Right.
good.
Exactly.
Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Right. Well, I'm pretty content with where we got to be honest, Karie. So
Yeah.
I'll take this opportunity to say thank you very much for having you on. Do you have any final? Well, not final. We'll get to that. But do you have anything else you want to talk about? Anything else? Obviously, we'll take we'll take this opportunity if you want to go ahead and promote your documentary, your work at the moment. Give you the floor is yours, and then we'll cycle off to the last couple of topics I have, the quick ones, if that's all right.
Well, thank you for the chance. Yeah, you can check out The Future is Bioregional free on YouTube. And there's also an accompanying playlist if you search by that same title. It's also available on Spotify. Yeah, so I just really am grateful that that John saw it and liked it, having used his music behind it. I did seek permission from the band, to do that, but I still wanted wanted him to like it and wanted the band to like it, given that it had such a strong presence in the film. So I hope people like it and check it out and that the message resonates. And feel free to shoot me a note on the comments section if you have any feedback.
I actually do have another question actually for you. I forgot to get to, and it's the band's music or whatever. Did you just directly approach John, or did you directly approach the manager, or how did it? Was it very casual? I'm guessing it was. My approaches have been very kind of, oh yeah, we can do this, we can do that. Yeah. How was it approaching them to get permission to do this? Were they pretty on board? Were they pretty au fait? What was it like?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I just messaged with Coco after the Edgewood show and just said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this." At that point, the project was kind of bigger in scope, which I still want to work on a larger project, but I needed to whittle it down into this short 10-minute piece first. And so I just stayed in touch and was like, "Hey, this is how I'm thinking about using it. Does this look okay with you?" I showed them early drafts, and yeah, they were fine with it. I'm not. It's a non-commercial. I'm not making any money off of it or anything, and so there was no issue with that. And yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Oh, nice. It's good that you could utilize that little connection with Coco as well to kind of get your foot in the door. Then, oh, well done, well done. That's fair. And yeah, again, if it's not really, commercial, that's fair. When I try and use little snippets of, there's certain music videos. If I just use the video, not the song, they don't like it. There's something about the music they just don't like it, and I'm like, I'm not using if I was just using the music, I'd go fair enough. But yeah, yeah, interesting how that works. But yeah, no, good on you for getting your foot in the door and getting the songs in there, because it adds something to it.
Yeah,
And
it
you might
does. I mean,
be,
I felt like it was a strong emotional resonance. Also, one thing I forgot to say is I think there's also a really strong place-based reference with it, with John being from Alaska and also living in Portland. Like the film is doing a little bit of double duty. It's not only giving a real brief snippet about what a bioregional perspective is, but it's also connected to this event that's happening later in Oregon in September. And, so there was a strong kind of place-based reference with it all as well.
Excellent. Yeah. Well said. Right. Again, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on today, Karie. You've been a really insightful, been nice chatting to you as well. You're an old school fan. I like that. We talked about your documentary and like the music you used that inspired for you, and just used in there. We also talked a little bit about it's complicated being a wizard, and we talked about everything in between. You going to get to see them more times, and it's been really good. But we're not quite finished yet. At the end of every episode, I challenge the guest to the PTM Song Game. Now you were a little bit concerned beforehand. You were like, "What is this? I'm not sure what this is." But it is a little game we play at the end of every episode. Do you have any questions about it? I could basically summarize it for the people at home. It's basically 20 questions, but 10. One song from the Portugal the Man discography. And you've got 10 yes or no questions to whittle it down and work out the song that I've chosen today. And see if you can get it. How are you feeling about this, Karie? Are you nervous?
Sounds good. Do you offer any hints to start, or I'm just starting completely blind?
There is one question I can give you. The hint I normally give is, my thing would be break it down by albums if you can. Think of years. Think of if it had a music video. All right, maybe not your biggest forte, like of remembering or whatever, but try and break it down, like divide it down, because obviously they've done 10 albums, studio albums worth of stuff, and a bit extra on top of that. So there's a lot they keep making more music. It's getting tougher. When I started this show 4 years ago, we didn't have Chris Black, we didn't have Shish, we didn't have Uwu Selects Volume 2. It was easy, Jesus. But now, much tougher. So, But your hint would be, you could ask if we have mentioned the song in today's episode. Now, I'm not saying that we may or may haven't, but I'm just saying that is a question. Keeps it focused on the podcast. You could use it. You don't have to, but there's some tips and hints.
No, that's a good one to start with. Okay. Have we talked about the song yet?
We have not mentioned this song in today's episode.
Okay. Is it pre-2011?
So did this song come out before 2011? No.
No. Okay. So it's after 2011. How about, is it off the last 2 albums?
It is not on Chris Black Changed My Life, nor is it on Shish.
Is it on Woodstock?
The song is not on Woodstock.
Is it on one of their smaller releases, like an EP or something like that?
No, this song is on a main studio album.
Okay, is it on... I'm just trying to pull up their discography here.
That was your question 5, so have a little thing.
Let's see. Is it... I'm trying to remember the order here. On Evil Friends.
The song is on Evil Friends, yes.
Okay. How about... Oh, we didn't talk about this album. Okay. Is it one of these songs? Creep in a T-shirt, Atomic Man, Sea of Air.
Yes, it is one of those songs. That is a good question. But more people need to do the bundle of questions. The bundle of songs as a question. That was your question number 7.
Okay. Is the song Atomic Man?
It is not Atomic Man.
Sea of Air.
And with one question remaining, Karie, you've got today's PTM Song Game. It is Sea of Air, not Song of Air. It is Sea of Air from 2013, Evil Friends.
Yes.
4 minutes 22 seconds. No music video. Congratulations, you've got it right. You've got it correct. Well done. Not bad. With one remaining.
Thank you.
That was a good shot in the dark, actually. Like picking those three. Like you could have just picked any three. But no, well done. Sea of Air. I thought, I don't know. Just something about it. I felt like it was relevant. Just in a little way. Very nature-esque, perhaps. Yeah. No, good job. Good job.
That song is about a sad topic, but yeah, those are the first three I wrote down from that album that I like, in no particular order, but that song is just packed with great songs. But I love Creep in a T-Shirt, Atomic Man, Sea of Air, Purple, Yellow, Red, and Blue, of course, Waves, and Modern Jesus.
Yeah, it is. I wouldn't call it their magnum opus album, but Evil Friends is phenomenal. And
It is. Yeah.
it is. It's getting challenged though for that top spot. It is probably my number one, but it is being challenged. The crown is looking a little bit wobbly at the moment. She's done good work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, excellent. Well done on getting it. Not not everyone gets it as well. So well done. Kudos to you for getting it correct. But yeah, no, seriously, thank you very much for coming on today. Much appreciated having you on.
Yeah, this was fun. It's a fun topic. So thanks.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was nice to chat to someone as well about something a little bit Portugal the Man, a little bit not as well. Something a little bit of variety, So that was good. No, excellent. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to say at the end of the episode? Again, you've already promoted it. I'm going to put all the links for your documentary and anything else you want in the description for all the platforms. But if there's anything else you want to say at the end of the episode, the floor is yours.
I'll just say, well, thanks for this opportunity, and yeah, thanks for listening, and yeah, let's keep on supporting Portugal the Man. I think their music is fantastic. I would say they're definitely my favorite rock band. So yeah, wishing them well.
Wishing them well indeed. And from someone's favourite rock band and from someone else's favourite band. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.